past my girl. You're such a blessing, girl. Would up for the rest of my life. A blessing, girl. A blessing, blessing. You're such a blessing, girl.
What's up, love gang? Today I'm going to show you guys how I went from these locks to these extended distressed locks. This is really easy, and it took me a little bit of time because my hair is already sectioned off and parted since it is locks. The first thing you want to know how to do is extend them. So the lock that's already installed, I divided the bottom section into two pieces, and then you would take one half of the piece, well, one side of the piece, and insert it into the, I'm sorry you guys can barely see, and insert it into the loop of the other lock, and then you would just double tie it, and that's how you extend it. You're just basically parting, well, combing out the bottom of the lock that's already installed, and then putting one side of it into the loop of the other lock, and then tying it twice. And it's really that simple, guys. And then to conceal it, all I do is I take the second lock and I unravel it a little bit in order to wrap it around to hide the knot. But you don't really have to do this because honestly you're giving a distressed look, and by the time you finish the whole head you're gonna barely even see the fact that there's a knot there. Like, it's not gonna really be obvious. So you can do this if you want to, but it's not really mandatory, you feel me? I know it's been a while since I uploaded on YouTube and stuff. I was going consistent for a while, and then life just happened, a lot been going on, so I had to take a little break. But I'm trying to be consistent now. I'm trying to get as much content out as possible so my channel can continue growing. Like, when I was being consistent, my subscribers were going up so fast, and that's really the key to it. So I'm gonna try to get back consistent and do what I gotta do. But after you get after you get the locks together, now it's time to install it. So since she has locks, you just want to straighten up the parts a little bit. I don't do locks, but like, I don't do like real locks, like, you know, when people retwist locks, I do not do it at all. It just doesn't work for me. So I'm trying to get them as sleek as possible. So what I'm doing is separating it, and there's twisting it so that it's going to be sleek at the roots. Now when you're dealing with locks, like, her locks were like really thick, so I was worried about getting it to be underneath the actual crochet lock, but it worked out perfectly. So yes, but I'm gonna show you guys how I did all of that. And to part it, I'm using my Shining Gem as per usual. I use this for all of my clients. It works for all hair types. It does make some hair types get a little curly, but that's fine because you just have to make sure that you grip properly so that it that curliness doesn't show through the base of the braid. Now that it's time to see, like, that's why I don't do locks. I be twisting it the wrong. Okay, you guys, so to install it, what you would do is you would push your crochet needle through the base of the lock, pull the lock through. Okay, pull the crocheted lock through, and then you will pull the real lock into that loop, and then you will pull the crocheted lock the other direction. I know it's so confusing to understand what I'm saying because I'm saying locks a lot because she has locks in the real hair, then she has locks in then I'm installing locks, so it's like really hard to understand what I'm saying. But I'm gonna call the crocheted lock that I'm putting in the crocheted lock, and her real hair is gonna be called the lock. Okay, so I'm showing you guys that a few times, and I'm gonna tell you guys now, I'm not gonna be doing the whole video slow. I'm showing you guys everything a few times, and I'm gonna just time lapse everything else because I don't like when my videos are too long. I just feel like they're like so repetitive, and I know me personally, I wouldn't sit and watch a 20-minute video straight through. I like videos to be straight to the point, and then after that, whatever happens, and that's how I want my videos to be, because I'm not gonna put out a video that I wouldn't watch entirely. Like, I don't know, I'm just weird like that. But my attention span is dumb short, so I just cannot sit and watch no video for 20 minutes straight. Now, time to conceal the lock. This part I was so nervous about, but honestly it doesn't matter because it's just the same thing as if you had Marley hair. So what I would do is I will unravel the crochet lock by twisting it the other way, And then once it's untwisted the other way, what I would do is I would just wrap it around her real hair. So up in here around the real hair lock, so it's not really much of a big deal. It doesn't matter how big the real lock is or how big the braid is, because as long as you wrap the hair around, it's gonna wrap around, because even though it's in the shape of a lock already, once you unravel it, it just becomes like some Marley hair or something. So as you guys can see, I'm wrapping it the opposite direction so that it unravels from the actual lock itself, and then I would take that and wrap it around the lock to conceal it. The next lock after this lock, you guys are going to see me just running my finger straight through the lock, because it takes kind of longer to actually unravel it while I'm wrapping it around the real lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my finger and just separate the whole lock, and when I'm doing that, I'm going to come back and talk, because I don't want to confuse you guys too much. Okay, so this is what I was referring to a few moments ago. So right now I'm just unraveling the lock straight through so that I can just wrap around faster instead of having to unravel and wrap around. So once you get that unraveled, you just go ahead and wrap straight around the rear hair lock. Now I'm getting confused a little bit, because with this you have to make sure that you're wrapping around the direction that the crochet lock already goes to, because you don't want to wrap it to the other direction, because once you're done it's going to start unraveling. Guys, I know this sounds so confusing because I'm like, what the hell am I saying? But trust me, okay? So you see how the crochet lock will come a certain direction twisted? When you're wrapping it around the real hair, you want to make sure you keep that pattern and flow, because if you end up unraveling the crochet lock to wrap it around the real lock or the real braid, it will unravel once you're finished, because initially you're wrapping the crochet lock the opposite direction. So please make sure that you are wrapping the correct way, because you do not want the locks to start to unravel and then the braid or the this is a mouthful, then the braid or the real hair will begin to show, and that's something you do not want. So yes, I feel like once you guys have the lock in your hand, you're gonna understand what I'm saying better than to just listen to what I'm saying, because it's kind of confusing, I know that, but this is something you have to see for yourself in real life to understand what I'm talking about. But just to reiterate, if the lock is being twisted towards the right, you will unravel it towards the left so that you get it out of the pattern of the lock. But then once you start wrapping it around the real hair, you want to wrap it to the right again, because that's the way that it is initially wrapped. For the fun part, where I'm crocheting the spring twist here in, and this really is no mathematics, this is just however you want it to be. And what I do is I wrap it around the base a couple times, and this is how you get that grip look, because this is locked, so it's going to be harder for the lock to look gripped. And I use one whole spring twist. For this twist I only used the one, but I only use like half of one, but you have to use the whole one so you can really get that distressed look. Now for this, do not think too much into it, because at the end of the day, you're going for a distressed look, and with a distressed look, you want every dread to look different. So some dreads I will wrap neatly, some dreads I will wrap loosely, some dreads I would just wrap any old way, it doesn't matter, because that's the look you're going for. Now I'm showing you guys with the other dread. This is a little bit sped up, but this is the fastest part. After you finish installing the lock and wrapping it around, this takes like a couple seconds or a minute at most. It should only take like a minute. You just wrap that around, and you want to wrap it tightly, because when you wrap it tightly, it creates like a loop in the actual crocheted lock, and it makes it bulge out a little bit, and that's the look you want to go for. You want to go for like a messy look, and that just makes it look so much better once you're done. One thing different is the fact that these are locks that I'm doing it over, so I made sure that when I got to the ending of her real lock, I would wrap tightly with the spring twist here so that the lock would stay in place underneath the crocheted lock. And when you get to the ends, you don't have to use any nail glue or anything, because it will automatically lock in place. You don't have to do anything else. Once you get to the bottom, it will stay right where it's supposed to stay and nowhere else. So this is where I have the most fun at, and you see how like they're like little bulges coming from the crocheted lock, because I wrap the spring twist here so tightly around it that it will give it like that. It gives it like a bulge look. I don't know if you guys could tell what I'm saying, but yes, it gives it a special kind of look, and that's the look you want to go for. Now I'm gonna just time lapse the rest of the video because it's just so repetitive. I'm doing the same exact thing, and I'm gonna stop talking now. It was so great creating this hairstyle over locks. Like my sister, she started locks out of nowhere, and I don't know why she would do that, but yes, so it was really fun experience doing this. I enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna take a little bit of time because of the fact that like I don't have to braid off her hair, but it actually took like the same amount of time, so I was a little bummed about that, but it's okay. I was made for this, you know, nothing special. And yes, that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm saying for the second time, I'm gonna talk to you guys in my next video, and you guys can leave some video suggestions if you guys want to, because I don't really know what else videos to make. Like I have a lot of hair videos coming, but I want to make other things, so I don't know, but we'll see. And yes, I'm done rambling now. I talked for the whole video basically, and it's about to be done right now, so I might as well turn you guys' ears off a little bit more. Got to mention that I'm using Bobbi Boss new locks, and you guys can find everything I use in the description box down below. Don't forget to check it out. You guys can also watch my previous video. I did using real hair, like actual braids and not locks, so I'll leave it in the cards up above. This hairstyle came out dumb cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Russhana.love, and later y'all.